Okay, great. Okay, let me continue. Okay, so what is this Kubernetes? Basically, what we are working with, what this session is all about is like localizing this website. Okay, it is Kubernetes and it is a very famous actually orchestration management. So what we are going to do in this session is we will know how we can contribute to this website. Okay, so you can see it is in English, right? But you can also see there are multiple languages like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, French, and multiple. Okay, so basically you might have heard about a role, right? That role is like, okay, wait. Okay, so that role is for the kind of DevOps role. Okay, so for that DevOps role, basically, you have to know this orchestration management system. So okay, so it is one of those, the Kubernetes, and it is very famous. Even you can if you go to Google or you search for the cloud services, Google has a cloud service and based on Kubernetes, and AWS has also, right? So this is that much famous that the biggest tech giants have to actually create a service for this Kubernetes management. Okay, now let me actually tell you like how we are going to contribute or something. So here it is, you can see it's in the English, right? So you can see multiple other languages like Hindi and Portuguese, Italian. So for me, I'm basically the maintainer for the Bangla or Bengali localization, but also for this session, it's not only for Bangla or English, it's basically for anyone who is out there and want to contribute to this Kubernetes localization. So as a maintainer, I'm going to show you, and at the end, what will happen is there will be a form shared. So what you have to do, you have to create a PR. To be honest, you have to create a PR and you have to share that to me using that form. You have to save that form link and you have to share. You have 1 day. The deadline is 25th February and almost 11:45 p.m. So you can share your PR to me. I will, three of you will get GitHub puzzles and stickers and a lot of things, goodies, a magazine and so on. So awesome thing. And three of you will also, 3 to 5, I think 5 people might get like the LinkedIn premium, LinkedIn. Okay, so this is how I'm going to give away. So for that thing, you have to be with me, like how you can contribute, right? So let me show you, like, you know, I think many people. Okay, so Debjot and Arnab, if you are here, you can. I think you can permit let people in enter, right? Okay, so okay, let me continue. Okay, so if you are not muted, kindly mute yourself. I think someone, Adip, can you mute yourself? Okay, I muted yourself. Okay, now let me continue. Okay, so this is Chinese, Korean, Italian, and so on. So how are we contributing, or how they are contributing, right? So it is basically happening in this GitHub repository, right? So let me show you the GitHub repository. So here it is. Okay, so you can see into the main branch, there are a lot of actually branches, right? So here basically what happens, this development is done, and if you talk about that if you talk about Hindi, let me show you the Hindi one. Okay, so if you go to the main, and you might then see this Hindi one, right? And here are all of the files. If you go to here and go to Hindi, okay, so you can see it is in Hindi, right? So basically, all of these things are done in Hindi. So what they did, basically, the team created these files. Okay, so as a contributor, you can do that too. If you are new, like you want to be a maintainer, or you want to you language, there is no branch or no localization or translation for your own language, you can do that too. Okay. Okay, so you can do that too. You can, what you have to do, you have to join the Slack channel and Kubernetes Slack channel, and you have to mention there, okay, I want to contribute to the localization, seek docs localization, and so on and so forth. So you have to show some responses, and you have to show some team members, because basically you cannot alone do all of the tasks, right? Okay, so it's for the Hindi. So I will just basically kind of try to show you what happens basically and what is this Kubernetes, so that you can understand, and then we will show the process. Okay, basically assuming that you are a engineer, right? So still okay, no issues. let people in. Okay, so assuming that you are an engineer or you are a coder, right? So you have a great idea. Now what you are going to do, you are going to code it, right? You're just going to code it, right? So you are going to code it. Now what happens basically after the coding, what you are going to do, you thought that, yeah, many people, just you, when you are working with HTML files or something like that, you might see that you are going to watch it in the local host or something like that, right? Local host and something like 80 or something like that, 80. So basically into the local host or in your local system, you can see the website. Now what happens that now you want to let people actually show your website as well or your code as well. So you will purchase a domain and it will be like, and you will kind of let others know, and you have posted your website into the kind of Twitter, and this is your website link, www. Uh, Kubernetes something, Kubernetes website. No, I think Kubernetes will not, or Kubernetes lab something. .com something, just okay. So this is your website or something. Now what happens basically, this is your website. Okay, so just you thought you had a plan. What you did, you had a plan and you did that, create a code, and then you published a website, right? So basically this is what you did. Now you have to understand properly that in the case that you got famous, like the website got famous and your post has been shared in multiple places, so what will do, what will happen basically, like there will be a lot of you can see the traffic, right? So now you thought that you have actually, you will purchase a server or kind of cloud service. You will use a cloud service. Basically what cloud service, like I think other colors will go. Okay, what cloud services like GCP or Azure or AWS do? What they do? What basically they do is they actually get some servers. Basically servers. Okay, so when you want to actually do some sort of task, they basically do all of these in their own servers. Okay, so assuming that you're using this Azure service. Okay, so it is their server. So your code will be now hosted in this server. Okay, now in the server, like you were using some Python, and assuming your code was like Python only. Till now we haven't used the Kubernetes or something. I will show you where we use it. Just to why I am showing it, just in this session, I just don't want people that you want to get some swags and you want to use, you want to get a PR for that reason. I don't want to do that, but I want to show you like what is the reason we are using Kubernetes, and that's why I'm showing you. So the Python, right? So for using this Python, basically what we did, anything like for C++ as well. Basically, if you use the code or if you write a code, you have to build it. If you are familiar with something, like you have to build it and then the deployment is happening or then the run is happening. Okay, first the code, then build, and then run. This thing is happening every time. Okay, so if you're using if you're learning any sort of coding, it may be Java or it may be C++ or it may be Python. So basically you can see there's some sort of thing like it has to be built and something. So while using PyCharm or using CLion or using other code blocks, you have to go through certain processes like installing Python as well and installing C++ or main.jw and something like that. So I think if you are familiar with that, just let me continue. So just the server. Okay, now the server is here and also your code is here, right? Just let me just showing you using this PC one, your code, and it is the server, right? Okay, the code and server is here. Now this code will run when you will actually provide those things like to build, like, so for the building process, you have to share some things, right? What we can now you have to share it here too, because while you are using the CLion or IDE, they were built in there, but while you are using this actually in the server, you have to provide them. Okay, now it is done. Now okay, great. Okay, so now what we have done, just a server, we have just one server right now, right? Okay, done. we have just one server. This is kind of, you may call it production server. Why we are calling it production server? I'm going to familiarize with you a lot of concepts today, so that you can also get started with a DevOps also if you haven't started. So you might also maybe many of you are familiar with this role and very hype with this role. And obviously this operations role is now AI ops. I've seen AI ops, I have also seen security ops, and so on and so forth. So I think you will be interested with it. So in your local system, the local system is now you are going to code it like kind of development and kind of for the development purpose, you are going to use your local system, the home, and you can call it home. So the core, all of those codes are in your home. You go there at night, or you are a student, you go there at night, you are free there, and you then what you do basically, you upload your codes to this server, and this server works, and this your website is visible now. Okay, this website www dot something. Okay, so something like that. Okay, now as your website got famous, and what you thought, you now need to hire some more people. Okay, so hiring this, just there is a thing. Okay, so every time you actually upload your code, it should be built and tested. Okay, so now here actually you have to build, right? So this was all we need to build it. What we have to now do, so this one. Okay, now basically this is your home, right? Now what we will do into the while using the server, you are going to do is you are going to hire some other servers as well for building purpose only, just for the building purpose, and here for the production only, because here we don't want the building to build the code, and we just want it to be kind of to be hosted right into this server. So this is our code. Basically it comes here, and here it is built. You saw this, right? These things. So it is provided now here, and it is built here, and then it is here. Like, let me show you this one, so that it shows as a server or something. Build server, I think. Production server. Okay, so it is built here, and it is now in for the production. So this is what is done every time into the development phase and something, and this is the website. Okay, something. Okay, so you were doing this all alone. Now you are thinking that your team should be built, right? Like you are going to hire some 4 to 5 people. Now, what happens if you have 4 to 5 people? This is this was your website, right? www something. So there were like, now here 1 people, here another. They are from different countries. Someone is from USA, someone is from India, someone is from Nepal, someone is from Bangladesh. So here what happens basically, like while working with multiple people, you have to actually use some sort of version controlling system, and this is where we actually get to use with the Git, because because here in India, like it is when it is night, it might be morning, right? So you only work, all of the people actually work at night, right? So when it is morning, it is kind of night. So the people might actually push their code and actually upload their code in different times, right? So in different times, it has all of your code should be built as well, right? So now you are using Git, so to actually track all of the work and what is going on. And for the Git, Git is version control management system. So basically GitHub is a different thing. So GitHub is a cloud-based thing. Okay, so here just you are also GitHub is using Git, as well as they are providing you some actually server, so that you can actually keep your repositories. You can if you are using GitHub, you'll see that there is a multiple repositories, and you can keep your codes public and private as well, right? So they are providing you repositories, something like that. Okay, I'm not writing it. Okay, so basically then you are going to use Git in it. system. So people are going to use GitHub, assuming that they are all using GitHub. Okay, and also now what happens basically every time they also push their code, it is built and it is then go to the production. Now, so what basically now you have to do is you also need to now your team is big, right? So you're doing multiple things and okay, you're doing multiple things. Many people are actually uploading their codes. Okay, now many people are actually uploading their codes as well. Now there were just servers, right? For a server for building purpose and a server for production purpose. So just you can have multiple production servers actually. Okay, you can have multiple depending on how much the traffic is all about. Okay, so every time, as I mentioned, like the building purpose. So here our main target is to build, but what these two servers do, all these are almost the same. These are almost the same what these two servers do, but our main target is to build so that we don't need to face any problem. So if we face any problem, we will check here, we will be serious here. Now if we have passed the or go through this phase, just what we do, we are now sure that yeah, there is no problem, then this code will go to production and there will be no problem. But what so every time that process is same everywhere. Okay, so every time you have to if you have the Python code, just for the Python or C, let me call this Python and C++. So this code everyone is using this. Okay, Python, PNC, just not for PC, it's for Python and C. So every time all of this code comes here, and also every time it goes here. So every time it is built, also it is also built here, but our target is it is for the production. We are not focusing on the building purpose or only only bug or something like that. We're just these two servers are basically different because we have given it a different actually name, you can call it. It is a server 1, but we are mainly focused on the building purpose, and it is server 2 for the production purpose. So here that part which I told you about the building one, this one, right? Some code that you need to share with it, so that it is built properly. So it has to be shared here too, every time. Okay, so this is where this container system comes in. Okay, so container or container image or Docker, if you are familiar with this kind of thing like Docker. Okay, so Docker images or something. So what is this image all about? So if you are using some sort of cloud, you will be familiar with image, right? So kind of here we are using Windows, right? So if you want to use some sort of Linux or Windows or something, just that system is provided in a kind of a packet like image, right? Okay, so this is basically that actually means image something. I just meant you that kind of in a short description, like this is how image is all about. So basically what all of our needs are actually stored in a Docker container. Kind of containers are like, if you go to the kind of C area, you can see the containers, just I'm not almost same like this kind of thing. So all of those needs are actually shared, or all of the things that we need to build are shared in the Docker containers. So here we can have all our container and into the container we will have all of those things that are needed to build our code. Okay, every time for the it's kind of, you can see code plus that build and things, code plus is build and things. Okay, so you might need a lot of actually containers, right? You might also need, because it's not like you might just need one, right? So you might need a lot of containers. So for this management of the containers, we are using this Kubernetes. This is the uses of Kubernetes. Okay, so why? Because it might happen that one of these containers might fail or it is not in use. So Kubernetes manages all of these. It will eliminate, or it will actually something like, yeah, it will eliminate, like assuming that yeah, we have 4 containers, just this is not working, or it is not in use, just it will eliminate it, or it has crashed, so it will eliminate and generate a new one. So for this purpose Kubernetes is used. Okay, so container so it is kind of container orchestration management system or something like that. So this is what we had to know, just the basic. It is not mandatory, but just I showed you so that you can continue from here to kind of from documentation. You can call it localization or documentation. From localization to you can go to what? You can go for something like the real world actually contribution, or go for the DevOps role as well. Okay, so now we are here into the website. So what we basically do into this website, you can actually see there are multiples. If you go to this actually Kubernetes slash website, so you can see the main branch, and under this there are multiple other branches as well. For you can see for Russian and Arabic and yeah, Korean, Bengali, and so on and so forth. So how you can contribute, right? So how you can for the Hindi and for others you can surely contribute. It has been published for, but as I am a maintainer of Bangla, so it has not been published, but I'm going to show for the Bangla one, and it is the process is almost same, all the same, the process is same. So just I'm going to show you the process. Okay, so here I am using a kind of one of my I'm not using this ID, basically it's on my main GitHub ID. I'm just using it for the demo purpose. So as just you have to go to here for any, just if you are from India, or if you want to contribute to Hindi or other language, Arabic or something, you just have to go to their development branch. You have to go there. Okay, for kind of yeah Russian, I think let me search for Hindi if it is available or not. I know, I'm not sure if it is available. I have to search for that, but let me search for, I think it should be HY, but I think it's not available right now. 45 branches. I have to say for that. Really. Okay, I will let you know into the when we are going to end the session. So I will let you know about the Hindi one, because while actually they were in the development phase, and now the website has been published, so that's why maybe this branch has been delayed as well. So I will let you know as well, but let me show about the Bangla one, and you can surely contribute to the English language as well. Okay, so what you have to do basically is like this is the development branch. Now you have to fork it. Okay, I'm just forking it, submit, and copy the main branch only. I don't want the main branch only, I think. And why not the main branch only? Just the reason is simple. If you just copy the main branch, you will not have the development branches, right? Now you have the development branches, but if you copy the main branch, you will not find the development branches. Okay, so here you can see this is the our Bangla branch. Okay, so there are some processes like how you are going to actually how you can actually run it in your local system, running the website locally using Hugo. You can see how you can run, so you can definitely follow this process. But let me just show you the process how you are going to contribute. For the Bangla localization, we have actually docs. Okay, so this is the docs. So you can see CNCF glossary and Kubernetes Bengali localization monthly meetup. So we have this monthly meetup on kind of every first Friday of each month. So it is basically from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. GMT or UTC +6. So it is a meeting link as well. So here I will actually share this docs link. So let me show you the process. So what are we trying to do? So basically we are going to translate or localize this website. So it is also mentioned this website. So this one, right? So now, for example, the Kubernetes main page is in English, but this is what the main page for Korean looks like. So same, I just showed you for the English and Hindi as well. So we are also going to make pages on Bengali, right? So okay, now this is a PR you can follow. Let me show you the PR. Okay, so this is a PR that you can follow. This is how we are actually going to. This is one of the PRs that has been merged to our Debian branch. Okay, so you can follow. So how to do that? Like, so this page carries all code for English pages, right? Okay, so you can see here into the main, and for the main, basically for the main, all of the content or the main branch is for the English basically, because all of those are in English, right? But other branches are for other languages, right? So but and this one carries all codes for Korean pages. So what? So it has been deleted as well. Why? Because I have been updated these docs, but you can see dev 1.20 ko.8. So this is why Indian or Hindi branch I think has been deleted, because it is not working right now. Now the Korean was, where is the Korean one? Let me show you now. So for the Korean one, you can see here, that is 1.22 or 1.26. So what is 1.22 or 1.26? This is the version, Kubernetes version. Okay, so you can see if you are familiar with Kubernetes, you can see there are multiple versions continuously updated. So our dev Bangla is for 1.23. We were started when it was 1.23 version. Now it is kind of 1.27 is going on. Okay, so you saw that, where you saw it here, you can see 1.27, right? So this is what basically, and updated 3 weeks ago. So they actually can see what is happening on which branches are actually working. Okay, so for the Bangla, this one, and for the Korean, you can search as well, no issues. Just this doc hasn't been updated, so I need to update that, no issues. So for Bangla pages, we also have this page on GitHub, just this one, I think. Yeah, this one. Just I wanted to make people familiar and make it easier for them. So you have to fork from here. I have forked it, right? So where I forked it? Yeah, I think, yeah, I forked it. How you're going to understand if you have forked it or not? Because you can see forked from this and this, your name and then website. Okay, now let me. Okay, so go to this tracking issue for the Bangla localization. We actually maintain a tracking issue. So there can be different things, like let me show you and you will now understand what happens basically. So here is a tracking issue. Okay, so if you want to work with any of the files, okay, so if you want to localize or translate, or if you want to work with our files, you have to come here into this tracking issue and you have to mention I want to work in this repository. You can see there are multiple people that has already contributed, like may work on this issue. This is Arindam, and this is also Abhijit and Azma, and so on and so forth, right? So what you basically have to do, you have to actually look for the files from here. You can see priorities. So we need at least 52 pages documented in the Bangla before going live. So we have almost done 22. It's really, I think it's good. 22, it has been updated to 53, I think. So there's been a lot of files we have already done. So assuming that you want to work with this file, okay, you just want to work with this file. So content bn docs, setup production environment, and this. So how you have to approach, let me show you first from here, then I will show you from the docs as well. Where just go? Okay, just let me remove this one. Okay, okay, so this is I think production one, right? Let me checking it, like content bn docs setup. So this file, this is the actually file path, okay, but this is not created yet. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to create it and you have to create a PR for that, so that we can actually merge it. Okay, so content bn docs. So what you have to do, how you are going to know what we have to localize or what you have to actually translate or something, you have to go to something here, like you cannot find anything here, like for the content, as we have seen, like content/bn, just go to content then /bn, then what we have to ask for, docs and then setup, right? Content bn, then docs, then setup. Yeah, for the production environment, you can see docs production environment, then there is no windows, there is no index.md. We are under production environment, but there is no windows, there is no what index.md. So what you have to do now, as a contributor, what I have done, I have just forked it, right? So the best practice is to create another branch, because now right now you are the owner of this whole file. When you fork a file, you are the owner of the file, so you can create your own branch. No one will stop you. So just what we can do now, the basic of branching, every time I want to show the basic of branching is like, when you are creating branch, you are just copying the existing branch. Okay, so just you can see the dev dot 1.23 kind of bn or some something. I am just bn1 or something. So When we are going to create another branch, just for the, I am going to give it a test, name is test. This branch, it will copy basically, it will copy basically this one, dev branch, and let me show you what happens. Okay, so let me create, I think test, but you should give a good name, not test, like you can give this your file name as well to make it unique, right? Because if you are going to continue this kind of contribution, so this test is not that much good for something, it doesn't look good. So you can just give it a name like this one, Windows PR something. It will also do, just for, as I showed you for the in the theoretical part. Just that's why I'm just going to show you the test. So here you can see when we wrote the test, you can see create branch test from dev 1.23 bn. As we are into this branch only, many people have made this mistake that they are in the main branch and then they create a actually branch. So what happens, that branch like test branch is actually copies the main branch. So when you are in this dev 1.23 bn.1 branch, then you create a branch and then it will be copied, and you have to do this process. You cannot copy the main branch because in the main branch there is nothing existing for the Bangla right now. We are not live right now. So always, obviously it's not for the Kubernetes. The GSOC is coming up. And so if you want to contribute, like Kubernetes is one of the projects of CNCF, so obviously it will be there for GSOC. So if you want to really contribute to the Kubernetes project, you have to understand this, like how you can contribute. So if you don't have the basic, it will be problematic for you. Okay, so now the thing is that dev 1.23 bn.1. So you are going to create this test branch, copying dev 1.23 bn1. Let me just press it and it will be created. Now you can see this test. But is it this only one file? No, surely not. Just go to the website. You can see the whole website has been, or whole content has been actually copied from dev 1.23 bn.1. Okay, now so what is the facility basically? So you can now go to content. You can now go to bn. Just follow this path. Content bn docs setup. Content bn docs then setup. It might happen that obviously existing this path might not also exist. Just what you have to do, then create that file. You can see add file. You can see there, create a new file. You have to create the file then. Okay, I think you are familiar with that. If you're not, I will show you also that process as well. Just let me show you, as this path was already created. Just now let me show you how we are going to create one into the test branch. Okay, we will not use it for another contribution. Just for one file contribution, we have just created this branch. Now let me create a new file. Okay, I'm just showing you like how you are going to create that path, right? Just you are going to write this Windows. I think this will be better. Just copying the whole path. Control A. Yeah, you can see we have what we have done. We have done, like you can see the production environment was there. Now the /Windows/ it has created a folder right now. Yeah, obviously it has, when you create a commit it will be created, but other than this it just shows that under the you can just right now see that content bn docs setup, right? Content bn docs setup, production environment, Windows, and index.md. Done. So it is in the test branch. Right now you have to write all of the actually localized file. So how you are going to create it? Obviously it is not a good practice. So like kind of you just create a file like 1.2 or nsense or something, and then create commit and then go to some file and then see. Just let me, then what we are going to do, let me go to here. I am going to show how you are going to see what you have to kind of localize or translate, right? Okay, now what you have to do, basically go to content. You can come here, but also what you can do, basically maybe it might happen that you have forked this whole repository, and after 6 to 7 months you have come here. So this branch, this main branch might change into the in here. This main branch might actually change here. So what you have to do, you don't need to worry about this. You have to actually sync fork. this is the important part. Surely every time you actually follow this main or something, anything from main, you have to sync. So you can see this branch is not behind the upstream Kubernetes. That means it is updated properly to the main website, main Kubernetes website. So obviously you have to check it here. So what I did, basically I have come into the main branch and I've gone for sync for done. There's no update I need to actually sync. What is this sync mean? That means it will be updated actually. Now go to the content, follow the exact path, but for the English file only, for the English file only. So go to the en. Instead of bn, just go for en. What you have to go, like content bn docs setup. So you have to go to content en docs, then setup, then production environment, then what? I think there should be Windows, right? Windows. I think there's something I need to work with. This should be the Windows has been removed, I guess. So has been an issue. So I think this is what we have to do. Just it has been updated. It should be updated to index.md. So sorry for that. I think it should be updated. We haven't updated that. Okay, no issues with that. Just we are going to update it to index.md. Yeah. Because it does happen every time, like there's a new update comes up and we have to, as a maintainer, we have to see. Just I maybe have chose the wrong file, but it's luck and it's good for me as well. So I have to go through the files every time into the starting of a month. I do check all of these files, kind of when we will have the monthly meetup. Every time, kind of the starting Friday, I do check all of these files. So I think that time I will actually remove it, but by now it will be there up there. Okay, but after ending the session, I will actually update the file as well. Okay, so let me show you the index.md. So here, what you have to do, this is all the file what is here, what you need to actually contribute. So what you have to do, just copy the whole file, copy and go to your notepad and go there and paste it here. Okay, so what you have to do, you can see title, description, weight 30. So basically you have to change this title, description as well, not the weight. No list, no, you don't need to work with this. Now for the overview it will be same, but now you have to start working with localizing, like a production quality Kubernetes cluster, and you can skip it. So you have to copy these. You can go to your kind of Google translator, you can use it and translate it. Okay, it can be in any language, Bangla, English, Arabic or Hindi, anything. So not for English, but Hindi, Arabic or any language, you can just go use there. But what is the difference between kind of translating and localizing? Here's the difference. Kind of, if you use the Google translator, it might translate, but the sentence might not be that much suitable. So you have to actually translate using the Google translator, and then you will paste it here, and then you will also then customize it here. Like the sentence is not looking good, then you should, for Bangla we have some software like Obro. Okay, so it basically uses, we can actually use Bangla, we can write Bangla as well here. Okay, you can see, right? So you have to customize it then. Just, and you don't need to actually remove kind of you should follow all of the lines, like this line actually ended here, you should do that. You shouldn't actually create a big file that is in a one line, you shouldn't do that. Just copy paste, do that. Just change the actually sentences if needed, and you have to change it here. Okay, so what's next? Then what, you shouldn't change anything when it is there is a hashtag or something. What's next? And the production consideration, you should change it. Okay, hashtag, this one you can change, but this is not, kind of, yeah. And obviously you should then follow all of this. And if you have any queries, to be honest, if you have any queries like which file should I contribute or which file should I translate, don't hesitate to actually check other files as well. So what am I meaning by other files? For this is content en, right? So if I go to content again and go to check for another one, like for the Korean one, just you can check, or Hindi one, no issues with that. Just any file you can check, like which things we need to change, like anything into the Korean, right? Just go to the Korean. Obviously you can check another files as well, but let me, I think docs, right? Docs, yeah, docs setup production, right? uh, Setup, then production environment. Yeah, here you can see what happened basically. Like when we were working for 1.23, that version, that was basically we had, that had the Windows one, right? So that's why this issue has been created. So that was here, so we have to update it, and you can see this is basically not what we were looking for. So this has been issue. Let me go for another file. I think, I'm sorry for that, but this is the Windows index basic file. But as we are now working with this one, we are not working with the Windows one, right? We are working for the index.md. So let me show you the index.md, that because I have to delete that file as well from the tracking issue, that Windows one. But for this one we are working with it. Just you have to go, I think, what am I doing? Oh, sorry for that, index. Yeah, here. Sorry for the mistakes. Okay, here you can see what happened basically. What are the files that has been, you can see I told you the title has been changed, description has been changed, weight hasn't been changed, no list hasn't been changed. You can see other than this there has been like this kind of things has been changed. So you have to just follow this one, and just you can see when you are confused, you can see like what are the things they have changed. You don't need to copy their thing, just you will then when you are localizing, just change those things. Okay, change those things, hashtag you are going to. And now here is the important part. If you don't change it, you don't need to change it. Okay, because this hashtag is like kind of working with you are referring, you have to go kind of linking, right? If you're using, if you are familiar with CSS, I think you will know about it, or HTML files, so, or website development, so you will be familiar with it. So but this is what basically is done. You have to know everything. Like if you have any queries, just you have to come to any other localized files, check it, and then do it. So for the Windows, I think you can see there were like for the our tracking issue we had, I told you like we need 53 files or 52 files. Few of them has been actually removed, so I have to check them, all of those. And we have to, maybe we can create another branch, development branch, and update it for 1.27. I will talk with the team, but meanwhile what are the updates, I will actually update using this tracking issue as well. So no need to worry. Just after this session I will update few of those files. But if if you choose any of the files, and if you go to the website or main branch or that development branch, and you will see that it is not existing, just you have to share it here. Just mention it like, yeah, I can't find this file. So it is normal, because in the development, or if I am not actually maintainer of the English branch, so it might happen that the team has actually moved it. So no need to worry, you will work with another file. So it's pretty normal, right? Because it is a big project, so a lot of things do come in a short period of time. Okay, so this is how you're going to contribute, right? I have shown you. Just you have to change this one, and a lot of most of the parts. And what you are not going to change is these links, because you can see what are these are basically links, right? Learning environment, while pressing this, it will actually take you to this link, right? So you cannot translate it basically, because it's a file path, right? So this is how you are going to use our actually localization. So we are actually end of this actually session. So you have go to the tracking issue. What you have to do, you can see the priorities or files. So you have to choose any of these, like this, like I would like to work on this, and I see I will mention like yes, you can proceed. Now what you have to do, then you have to actually work with that file, and then you have to actually create a PR, like assuming that I have actually worked with this. Just let me copy paste this one. I will not work with this. I will eventually delete this whole repository. Just for you, I'm going to just going to upload it, create a kind of PR or something. Okay, kind of yeah, translated, I think, or localized, I think it's better. Which path? A kind of index.md, right? Just this is a commit message. So what you are going to do is we are going to commit it into your test branch. Okay, now when your actually development is done, then you are going to create a pull request. Just you have created a commit, but it is suggested that take the minimum time, or what I mean, minimum amount of commits, so that kind of we don't, as a maintenance, we don't need to face a lot of commits. It's better like if you take your time, like if you have taken 1 hour or something, you actually localize the whole file and then create a PR. Then it would be great for us to, if we find that there is just one commit is create. But obviously if you have multiple commits, there is no issue, because we can surely use another tools as well, right? So that we will create just one commit. So now what this is basically, like I just shown you that I have created that file. Now I will take my time, no issues, it is not no problem. I'm just going to take my time, and I'm going to localize whole the system, all of the words, sentences, and then I'm going to totally change it to a Bangla one. So let me show you an accepted PR, or accepted how it looks, how you are going to understand how it is accepted. So yeah, you can see this is a PR you can follow. So what happens here, if you follow this PR, this is basically, you can see while when you create a PR, what this is what happens. So this is Shahriyar 101931. So he had actually this is kind of support docs. He had a branch named support docs. Okay, you can see the branch, right? Great. Now what has he done? Kind of files change. If you go to the files change, you can see this is what he created. The path is content bn docs home. So let me go content. This was the branch content bn docs thing home, right? Then what? Supported doc version.md. Yeah, this one, right? Okay, so this is what he has done. So he actually created the whole file or something. Then he gradually actually translated or localized the sentences, right? Okay, so then just kind of you can also go to the edit part as well. I cannot edit because if I make any change, I have to create a PR and I have to ask him to merge it to his file. So I cannot do that, but I can surely press that pencil button and just copy paste or something like that. Obviously you can do this to any file existing in publicly existing repositories, no issues. This is why it is public. Okay, so you can see this is the file he has created, and his file has been also merged. You can see this is Shahriyar, and this is his forked repository. You can see, right? Also this was forked. So we can actually, we have went to Shahriyar's ID, and we have seen what he has done, right? Now, so this is for our example. For us, it is also the same, right? For the Shahriyar, sorry, Sabir. So what happens? Let me. This is for the Korean branch, right? So we have already created this one. This is what we have created. So gradually we will take our time and we will update everything possible, right? We can follow Korean branch or other branches, and we will see what are the things we need to localize. Then what are we going to do? We are just going to for a pull request. You can see recent pushes for Metago, so compare and pull request. So this is also important. Many people don't know about it. Just you can see Kubernetes website, and for where you want to actually publish these changes, right? You have to select for the for us it is Bangla branch, right? Yeah, you can see. So now you can see there is no cross option, right? Because if you want to actually create a pull request for the main branch, it would be conflicting, because what basically as a maintainers we had to go through is every language we have a development branch. Then we do all of our development and we ask to the team, like, yeah, we have completed all of our development, all of our files, now let us push it to the main. Then we create a PR to the main. You cannot genuinely do that. If all of the files are done, then the maintainer can request that. Okay, so what you have done, this is your ID, assuming this is you, and this is your repo actually branch, and you can merge it to Kubernetes /website and then that branch. Then you have to mention, like they have actually by default created something like this is what you should change, and you need to make them know like this is what we have edited. And you can see we have just one commit. That means, so it is here. So if you have multiple commits creating this while creating this actually file, So you will see there are a lot of commits here. So for our demo, not for demo, for our example purpose, so we had this one, right? So if you go to the conversation part, you can see, sorry for the file change, I think. So here we had just what commits. If you go to the commits here, sorry for that, you can see there were three, right? Updated, supported, and all of these created the supported docs. So there were three commits as well for this one. And here you can also see this one, 2, 3. Okay, so basically this is how it works. And after that, if I will check all of these files changing, like what has been done, you can see 1, then 2 and 3. So I think you are clear. And after creating PR, if you surely if you make any changes to that file, it will be actually impacting, or it will impact here as well. So make sure. So that's why we created a branch for only one file. So here you can see this Saber, what he did, basically he worked with supported version. So he created support docs. He created this special branch just for this special file, right? So if he's going to create another file or localize another index or anything, he's going to create, or you should also create a special branch just for that file, so that if you don't make any mistake there. Okay, so this is how it is done, obviously. So this is the beauty of branching. Many people are working with branching. So I have actually cleared you a lot of things, right? So if you are now going to I'm going to show you like how you are going to create a PR. So if you have made every changes possible here, and then if it is localized properly in the Bangla, you can see that it will take time because it's a huge file. Then you can press this create pull request. Then the maintainer, as a maintainer, I or other maintainers will check your files, and he or she will mention these are the things you need to change, and so on and so forth. So I think it has been like I have talked actually for the almost 1 hour, like what is Kubernetes, where it is used, how you can contribute, and what are the best practices, what you shouldn't do, right? So that was it actually for me, for as a demo purpose. So I'm now going to stop the sharing.